Hello and welcome to your postnatal yoga class. We are going to focus on opening and finding space, stretching within the hips and the pelvis, but also using some poses to build strength and stability within the hips and the pelvis. So let's just start in a seated position, come to a cross-legged or a comfortable position that feels good to you. And what we're going to do is close off the eyes, maybe place the palms down on top of the thighs, for a little bit of grounding, or maybe you flip the palms up if you're looking to receive something in your class today. Noticing all those pressure points weighing down on your mat, your cushion, the floor. And then feel an energy running up the spine through the crown of the head. Tune into your breath. Just the natural flow of your breath without changing or adjusting it in any way. Just notice your inhales and your exhales as they are. Notice if they're long, drawn out and deep, or if they're short and shallow. Are they consistent or inconsistent? What do you notice about your breath? And begin to deepen those inhales and lengthen the exhales. And as you do, take a quick scan of your body from the head all the way down to the toes. Noticing any areas of tension. Trying to send that inhale into those spaces, and then with the exhale, release the area. Take one more deep inhale in. And as you exhale, let go of any remaining tension you're holding on to. And then pause here just to check in with how you're feeling today. Noticing whatever arises without judgment or labels, just acknowledging it as it is. A signal from your body telling you something's up. On your next inhale, gently flutter your eyes open. Palms are going to come to the top of the thighs. Let's begin torso circle. So inhale, the chest comes forward. Round the back, tuck the chin as you exhale. Feeling that opening within the chest and upper body, but also a slight opening within the hips as well. Switch directions. Now for class today, you may want to set a yoga blocks or a pillow that you can prop yourself up on a few poses. And if you don't have either, you can also use like a chair or a stool if you need it. Let's come to center. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze to the ceiling, and then exhale, tuck the chin, round the back. Inhale, lift and expand. Exhale, round. Just go with the natural flow of your breath here. All throughout class, tune into what feels good in your body, what feels natural for your movement and your breath. Good, one more time. And then as we inhale for the next round, we're gonna open the arms out wide, lift the chest, lift the gaze, and then exhale, take the back of the wrist to touch in front of you. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. One more time. Good. Release down. Let's come to hands and knees. Tabletop position. Few cat-cows, just getting our body warmed up for movement. Relax the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze as you inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the back, hug the belly in, and then maybe you tuck the pelvis here. Inhale, relax the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Maybe you lift the pelvis if it feels good. And then exhale, round and tuck. Keep going. And then come to a neutral spine. Let's tuck the toes. We're gonna slowly walk the hands back. The hips will come onto the heels. If you can, come all the way up to a seated position. Otherwise, just keep your hands down on the mat. Getting that nice big toe stretch, something that might not happen too often during your day. So if this is really intense, just take a few breaths, breathe through it. And then if you need to, you can come out of it at any point. Let's inhale, reach the arms out wide, and then exhale, right arm is gonna come underneath the left. Come to eagle arms here. Release the shoulders down to the mat, and then inhale, lift the palms to the ceiling. And if you can't wrap the arms all the way around, you can take your back of your palms to touch, or just take your forearms and palms together. Inhale, unwind the arms, let's take them out wide. And then exhale, left arm will come underneath. Again, release the shoulders down and then lift the palms to the ceiling. Keep breathing here. If you need to untuck your toes, you can. Good. Slowly unravel the arms. We're going to take the hands down to the mat. Walk those hands forward. As you untuck the toes, you can pat the top of the feet onto the mat a little bit. Good. Let's take the hands slightly in front of the shoulders. Drop the hips down to the mat. Arms going to come right alongside the chest. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, let's sit the hips back onto the heels, forehead and chest come down. Inhale, roll up the spine, come back to tabletop position, drop the hips, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, sit the hips back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let's bend the elbows, slowly lower down onto your belly. Forehead is going to be the last thing to touch. Inhale, lead up with your forehead as you come up, and then exhale, sit the hips back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, peel up, and exhale, sit the hips back. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, let's peel up. This time we're going to tuck the toes, come all the way to down dog. So chest comes to the thighs, feet are about hip distance apart, gaze goes between the legs. You're pressing those palms away. Go ahead and bend your knees, press one heel down, and pedal back and forth, getting into the back of the legs. Press both heels down towards the mat. Taking the left foot towards center, we're going to inhale, reach the right foot to the ceiling. Keep the hips square though, so the knee and toe are going to be pointed down towards the ground. As you inhale, let's shift the weight forward. That right foot is going to come towards the chest and then step it between the hands. You can drop the back knee down onto the mat and untuck the back toe. Now, if you need to at any point, you could have grabbed that ankle, bring it into that position. Absolutely okay. This left foot is going to turn off to the side. And then we're gonna windmill the arms open into this modified warrior two. Let's take a deep inhale. We're gonna sink the hips down towards the mat. And then exhale, press into the front foot. Let's sit the hips back, arms come up overhead. Inhale, exhale, sink down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release down. One more time. And release. Good. Now this left foot is going to turn back to the back of the mat, and then hips come square to the front of the mat. Interlace your fingers, press those onto that front knee, and then sink the hips down. This left glute is squeezing. That's going to help protect your lower back, and make sure that this femur doesn't come into that right hip, which could cause some issues over time. Take a deep inhale, sink the hips, and then exhale it, straighten the front leg. Arms are going to come, frame the front foot, and then peel the toes off the mat, flexing the toes towards your face. Inhale, let's come back to our low lunge. Hands come to the top of the knee. Exhale, sink the hips back. Inhale up. Exhale, release back. One more time. And release back. Good. Inhale, we're going to lunge back forward, taking your hands onto the inside of that right foot. Toe heel the right foot to the outer edge of the mat. If you need to use your yoga blocks here, you can, placing them underneath your hands. And then I want you to toe heel that right foot towards the top of the mat a little bit further, taking your hands along with the foot. This is a really deep hip stretch, lizard lunge. So if you notice maybe some irritability, maybe some emotions arising, that can be totally normal. I encourage you to just kind of be questionable about it, be inquisitive about it. But if it's too much, as always, you have the freedom to back off if you need to. If you feel good, you can release down onto your forearms. Maybe you bring a little bit of sway from side to side into this. And it's okay if this front foot, the right foot, turns off to the side or angle slightly. So a few more breaths here. On your next inhale, slowly press yourself up. We're going to turn this back foot off to the side once again. You can bring your yoga blocks with you if you'd like, and then we're going to straighten to the right leg. So you turn off to this side here. Coming to an adductor rock. Inhale, chest comes forward. Exhale, you release it back. So now we're getting to the inner thigh, inner hip, pelvic floor area. Inhale, let's find stillness, and then take that right knee in to meet the left. We're going to pivot to the back of the mat. You can move the blocks off the mat for now. Coming to tabletop position, wrists underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Let's send the hips to the ceiling, coming back to down dog. Maybe take a nice cleansing breath. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Right foot comes to center. Inhale, left foot comes to the ceiling. Keep the hips square. Toe and heel are pointed down towards the ground. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Knee draws towards the chest. And then maybe grab onto the ankle. Step that foot between the hands. Drop the back knee onto the mat, untuck the back toe, turn the back foot off to the side, and then windmill the arms open into our modified warrior two. Inhale, sink the hips down. And actually, we're gonna inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, press into the left foot, arms come up. Exhale, sink down. Inhale and exhale. Good. Right foot turns back off so that it's straight. Interlace the fingers, press them on top of the left knee. Sink the hips down, squeeze the right glute. Really feeling that nice stretch within the hip flexor. Good, let's go ahead and straighten the front leg. Arms come to either side. And then flex the toes towards your face. Inhale, lunge forward, drop the hips down. Exhale, straighten the front leg, sit the hips back. Inhale, lunge. And exhale, release back. One more time. Good, let's go ahead and take that lunge. The foot comes to the outer edge of the mat. Grabbing onto your blocks if you want them here. Hands can go to the blocks. And then toe heel that foot towards the back of the mat, taking your blocks with it. Maybe you just want to stay up on your hands. That's totally fine. Or you can release down onto the forearms. Using those blocks at whatever level you need. Your body could just be asking for stillness right now. You can honor that. Maybe it wants a little bit of a rock. Just a couple more breaths here. Inhale, let's press ourselves up. Turning that right foot off to the ankle again. You can bring your blocks with you, taking them to the side and straightening the left leg. Add Dr. Rock on this side. Inhale forward, exhale back. Let's go ahead on our next inhale, return back to tabletop position on the front of the mat. So we're gonna keep the yoga blocks. So if you don't have yoga blocks, you can take your hands or forearms to a pillow maybe. We're gonna take the forearms down onto the yoga blocks. The knees are gonna be underneath the hips. Inhale, let's extend the left leg straight back. Now you're pressing through that heel. You have a nice long spine. Let's point the toe. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale, tap the toe down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, tap. Try to minimize your movement in the hips as you lift and lower. Good. Inhale, lift. We're going to bend that top knee and lift the toe towards the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Slowly lower that knee down. Let those hips rock a little bit. Finding stillness, inhale, extend the right foot back. Press through the heel. Finding that length, natural curve in the spine, core is hugging in. Point the toe, deep inhale. Exhale, tap down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. One more time. And tap down. Inhale, lift. Bend the knee. Toe comes to the ceiling. Pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and lower it down. Rock those hips if you need to. Press the palms up. Let's move the blocks off to the side. Kick the feet off to the side and we'll come to our left side. So we're going to come onto our left forearm. Make sure the shoulder is directly over this elbow, but I want you to press into the palm and into the forearm so that you don't collapse down into the shoulder, really lifting out of the shoulder. The hips and the feet should be about in line here with the knees bent. Hands going to go to the top of the hip. Keeping the heels together, inhale, lift the right knee towards the ceiling. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keep going. Keep pressing into the left elbow. 2 more. Last one. Good. Inhale, we're going to lift the right knee to the ceiling and then straighten the right leg. Point through that toe. We're going to lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower that down. Let's go ahead and roll onto our backs. We're going to take the right knee hugging into the chest. Give it a nice little squeeze. Roll out the ankle if you need to. And then we're going to take this right ankle, cross it over the left thigh. Right hand is going to thread through the leg, so you're going to grab onto the left thigh. I want you to lengthen through the tailbone, so find a nice length in that lower spine as you pull the leg towards the chest. I don't want you to round through the pubic bone and the tailbone though. So find that length, a little bit of a length and a pull and a push all at the same time. Good. Let's release that left foot down. We're going to cross the right leg all the way over the left. Arms are going to come to a T, and then let your knees fall over to the left side. If the cross is too intense, you can just uncross and stack the legs on top of each other, and then your gaze can go wherever feels best on your neck. On your next inhale, let's come to center, uncross the legs. Feet will come as wide as the mat, and then just let your knees windshield wiper from side to side. Now you can just roll over to your right side, or you can flip all the way around if you need to. Coming onto the right forearm, elbow directly underneath the shoulders. Feet are in line with the hips, pressing into the palm, the forearm, and the elbow. Keep the heels connected. Maybe take the top hand to your hips to make sure that the hips stay stable. Inhale, lift the top knee to the ceiling. Exhale, squeeze it together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. Lift and lower. Keep going. Squeeze it together as you lower. One more. Good. Inhale, lift that top leg, straighten the leg, point through the toe. Lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower that down. Let's roll back onto our backs. This time hugging the left knee into the chest. Giving it a nice little squeeze. And then we'll cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Taking the left hand, thread it through. Grab onto the back of the right thigh, lengthen through the tailbone as you pull that thigh in. Go ahead and slowly lower that leg down. Left leg crosses all the way over the right. Arms come to a T, and then let the knees fall over to the right. Gaze goes wherever feels best on your neck. On your next inhale, slowly come back to center. Let's go ahead and hug both knees into the chest this time. Maybe roll, rock, massaging the lower back a little bit. And then let's let those feet slowly come down. You can extend the legs straight, or maybe take the feet as wide as the mat and then let the knees falling towards each other. And just take a moment to close off your eyes. Letting go of all the muscles that aren't supporting you. And feeling your body become limp and heavy. Feel free to stay here as long as you need. When you're ready, just wiggle the fingers and toes, bring a little bit of movement into the body. Roll over to your right side. And slowly press yourself up. Just take a moment to show yourself honor for showing up on your mat today in this space, for giving your body movement, your mind grace. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have an amazing day. Namaste.